Today's Skyrim Book Club is brought to you by Discretionary Lobotomy. Mannimarco, King of Worms, by Horolakes. O sacred isle, Arcanum, where rosy light infuses the air, o'er towers and through flowers, gentle breezes flow, softly sloping green-kissed cliffs to crashing foam below. Always springtide afternoon housed within its border, this mystic mist, protected home of the Sigic order. Those counselors of kings, cautious, wise, and fair, 10 score years and 30 since the mighty Rimans fell. Two brilliant students studied within the Sigic's fold. One's heart was light and warm, the other dark and cold. The matter ladder, Mannimarco whirled in a deathly dance, his soul in bones and worms, the way of the necromance. Entrapped in enslaving souls, he cast a wicked spell. The former Galerion, magic bold and bright as day, as he confronted Mannimarco beneath the grey Sapora tower, saying, "Your wicked mysticism is no way to wield your power. Bring horror to the spirit world, your studies must cease." Mannimarco scoffed, hating well the ways of life and peace, and returning to his dark artistry, his paints, death, and decay. O sacred isle, Arcanum, how slow to perceive the threat, when the ghastly truth revealed how weak the punishment. The ghoulish Mannimarco from the Isle of the Wise was sent. To the mainland's dawn's beauty, more death and souls to reap. He had found a wolf and sent a beast to flocks of sheep. Galerion told his masters, a terror on Tamriel has set. Speak no more of him, the sage cloaks of grey did say. 'Twas not the first time Galerion thought his masters callous, unconcerned for men and mere, aloof on their island palace. 'Twas not the first time Galerion thought 'twas time to build a new order to bring true magic to all, a mighty mages' guild. But 'twas the time he left at last fair Aetern's azure bay. Oh, but sung we have of Venice Galerion many times before, how cast he off the Sigic's chains, bringing magic to the land. Throughout the years he saw the touch of Mannimarco's hand, through Tamriel's deserts, forest towns, mountains, and seas, the dark grip stretching out, growing like some dread disease. By his dark necromancers collecting curse artifacts of yore, they brought him to these tools, mad wizards and witches, and brought blood-tainted herbs and oils to his cave of sin. Sweet Akavari poison, dust from saints, sheaths of human skin, toadstools, roots, and much more cluttered his alchemical shelf, like a spider in his web. He sucked all their power into himself. Mannimarco, Worm King, world's first of the undying liches, corruption on corruption till the rot sunk to his very core. Although he kept the name Mannimarco, his body and mind were but a living, moving corpse as he left humanity behind. The blood in his veins became instead a poison acid stew. His power and his life increased as his spell collection grew. Mightiest were these artifacts, long cursed since days of yore. They say Galeron left the guild, calling it a morass. But untruth is a powerful stream polluting the river of time. Galeron beheld Mannimarco's rise through power sublime. To his mages and lamp-lit nights, before my last breath, face I must the tyranny of worms, and kill at last undeath. He led them north to cursed lands, to a mountain pass. Oh, those who survived the battle say it's like never seen. Armored with magicka, armed with ensorcelled sword and axe, Galeron cried, echoing, Worm King, surrender your artifacts, and their power to me, and you shall live as befits the dead. A howl laughed answered, you die first, Mannimarco said. The mage army then clashed with the unholy force. Obscene. Imagine waves of fire and frost and the mountain shivers. Picture lightning arcing forth, crackling in a dragon's sigh. Like leaves, the battle mages fly to rain down from the sky. At the necromancer's call, corpses burst from the earth to fight, to be shattered into nothingness with a flood of holy light. A maelstrom of energy unleashed, blood cascades and rivers, like a thunder burst in blue skies or a lion's sudden roar, like a sharp razor tearing over delicate embroidered lace. So at a touch did Galeron shake the mountain to its base. The deathly horde fell, fatally, but heeding their dying cries. From the depths the thing called the Worm King did rise, and earned itself its scream in the mages and necromancers' war. His eyes burning dark fire, he opened his toothless maw, vomiting darkness with each exhalation of his breath. All sucking in the fetid air, felt the icy touch of death. In the skies above the mountain, darkness overcame pale. Then Mannimarco, Worm King, felt his dismal powers fail. The artifacts of death pulled from his putrid skeletal claw. 1,000 good and evil perished then, history confirms. Among, alas, vanished Galeron, who showed the way. It seems that Mannimarco had truly died that day. Scattered seemed the necromancers, wicked, ghastly fools. Back to the Mages Guild, victors kept the cursed tools of him, living still in undeath, Mannimarco, king of worms. Children, listen as the shadows cross your sleeping hutch, and the village sleeps away, streets emptied of the crowds, and the moons do the light playfully glare through the nightly clouds, and the graveyard's people rest, be hope, in eternal sleep. Listen, you'll hear the whispered tap of footsteps creep. Then pray, you'll never feel the Worm King's awful touch.